Breaking news tonight at 6. 2 men are dead and a third in critical condition after a shooting on Indy's west side. And tonight at 6, there are growing questions about what actually happened.
That's because the investigation led police to 3 different scenes, all of the locations within just minutes of one another, each with a different victim.
Tonight at 6, we have live team coverage from these different scenes. We want to begin with Chase Howell, who joins us live near Michigan and Tibbs. Chase?
Scott and Marie, as you can see, within the last hour, the road has reopened back to traffic. Now, I want to show you what this scene looked like prior to the scene being cleared. IMPD had Michigan between Somerset and Rochester blocked off as they were investigating. Much of the investigation was centered around a parked blue Hyundai. Now, I spoke to many people in the neighborhood who say they heard, well, I spoke to one woman who says she heard around 15 shots.
I was in the house with my client and we were sitting in the living room and we heard gunshots and we just looked at each other. We was like, what was that? I was like, I don't know. Then here comes a bunch of police just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I was like,
now, as you just mentioned, this is just one of 3 locations. A second person was found shot to death over on Vermont, which is about a 5-minute drive away from here. Then a person was found to be in critical condition clear over in Speedway. At this hour, police still have not confirmed whether these 3 incidents are related, but we'll be working to find out that information and update you here and online at WTHR.com.
All right, Chase, thanks so much. And a second man was found shot near Michigan and Holt.
That's where Sam Johnson continues our live team coverage from that scene. And Sam, what have you learned about the case there?
Well, Anne Marie and Scott, we have actually seen more investigators arrive here at the scene in the last 30 minutes or so, because like Chase mentioned, the question now is this involved in a much larger investigation here on the west side? I do want to show you some video of this scene from just earlier this afternoon. This all started around 2 o'clock, so we're still very early on in the investigation. We did see officers from Speedway Police and Indianapolis Metropolitan Police, because this neighborhood is actually tucked between Holt Road and Thatcher Park here on the west side. So both Speedway and IMPD were here at the scene. We did talk to several neighbors who live in this area, like Chase said, who heard these gunshots. They say they heard more than a dozen of them. One neighbor telling us she actually took cover in her own home, dropping to the floor when those gunshots rang out. This, like Chase mentioned, is one of the other locations where police confirmed to us that one person has died. So tonight, as the investigation continues, the big question, of course, what led up to all of this and if all these scenes are connected. Certainly a lot of questions still tonight, Anne Marie and Scott. As we learn more, we'll have that for you at WTHR.com.
Sam, thank you so much. Our crews are still on the scene working to get more information from IMPD about how all of this unfolded. They'll bring you the latest tonight as our coverage continues on 13 News at 11.